What's going on today, YouTubes? Today we're going to be doing the Chicago Bears episode. Um, Not today, I guess it'd be the third video today. We're going to be doing the Chicago Bears episode. Let's talk about Chicago Bears record prediction and season overview. I don't think it's going to be a good season. I honestly think that this Bears team is terrible. You got Eddie Jackson, Jalen Johnson, Robert Quinn, who's 32-33, who had 18.5 sacks last year, but you're going to expect him to produce that again. Eddie Goldman, I believe, is still on this team. Roquan Smith is obviously a beast. But other than that, I can't think of a defensive player you have. You got rid of Khalil Mack. The other defense tackle, I can't remember his name, left. And then on offense, you lost Allen Robinson. You got David Montgomery, and you got Justin Fields, who could have a bright future, but you lost your two best offensive linemen, I believe, to free agency. You have Cole Kmet, who has a good future as an NFL tight end. You have Darnell Mooney, and you just traded for N'Keal Harry, but is he going to really produce anything? I mean, you traded it for him for a 7th-round pick, so obviously New England Patriots didn't view him as they did back when they took him in the first round at number 32 overall. I just don't foresee this team being very good. I don't think Justin Fields has the opportunity this year, especially, to prove that he can be a promising young NFL starter, and that has to hurt your chances. I think, at best, Justin Fields comes out and is like Super Cam and carries your team on his back to a few more wins than what I predict in this video. But that's it. I don't think with the roster built around Justin Fields that he can succeed super duper well and improve. And that's what's gonna suck. Is it's gonna be like another Josh Rosen situation. I'm not saying Josh Rosen could have panned out in a better situation. I'm just saying when these guys don't have 4 or 5 years of like a good sturdy foundation of a team and a good head coach and all that stuff, like with Patrick Mahomes, you can't see if this guy was really talented and then got wasted by terrible coaching, stuff like that. That's what I think what happened with Baker Mayfield. Comes in, has Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson gets fired. Freddie Kitchens comes in, is an interim head coach. They win a few games. The Browns organization for some reason thinks Freddie Kitchens is going to solve it all. Freddie Kitchens comes in, terrible head coach. Baker Mayfield sucks. You move into year 3. You get Kevin Stefanski. He plays outstanding, is a borderline probably top 10 to 15 quarterback. And then you get year 4. He gets injured. He has a terrible season. Not terrible, but like a below average season. He's up. He's down. He's up. He's down. He's up. He's down. And now he's out of town. So this is a very bad situation, I think, for Justin Fields, and I don't think Bears fans want to accept it. But it's got to be what it's got to be. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So without further ado, let's get into the schedule. So week 1, right off the bat, it's just an L. This could continue L. 0-17 L's, honestly. We'll get to that. An L versus the San Francisco 49ers, I just think they're a better team. I think by that point, there's no quarterback controversy. Trey Lance plays bad. There's no Jimmy G to step in and, be the game manager that he is. I think it's just the Trey Lance show at that point. I think before week 1, September 11th, the 49ers have handed the keys to the franchise to Trey Lance, and I think it's going to be his show. You got George Kittle you got to worry about. You got Brandon Ayuk. You got Deebo Samuel if he's still there. Trent Williams is obviously the best player in the NFL now. You got Nick Bosa. You got Eric Armstead. You got Fred Warner. You got Dre Greenlaw. You got Jaquaski. Is that how you say it? Jaquaski Tart. So you got a very bad matchup week 1. So that's an L. Obviously, week 2 with the Packers and L. I explained that in the Packers video just to go into a little bit of depth. Packers are a much better team. Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. It's an L. This is one of the only weeks I believe the Bears can get a win, and it's versus the Houston Texans. But I do believe that Davis Mills played better. And I don't believe it's statistically proven that Justin Fields played worse than Davis Mills last year. But how long can Davis Mills keep up those games? Hopefully, for a while. So I think the Bears do get a W week 3 against the Texans. And then week 4 against the Giants. I think that's an L. I think the Giants just have a better roster overall. Week 5 against the Vikings, I think that's an L. I think the Vikings are one of the better teams in the NFC. Week 6 against the Commanders, that's going to be so weird getting used to, I think is an L. I don't even care at this point if Carson Wentz is playing like his 2017 MVP form. I think if it's Carson Wentz still playing at that point and he doesn't go down with injury or anything like that, knock on wood, I think they win. That's just a better roster with Carson Wentz than Justin Fields has on the Bears. Week 7 against the Patriots, I think is an L. I still think, the rookie effect that Bill Belichick has, or the effect that Bill Belichick has on rookie quarterbacks still affects Justin Fields just because he's so raw. He's such a raw prospect. Week 8 against the Dallas Cowboys, I do think the Dallas Cowboys will have a good season this year. I don't want them to, but and then obviously Week 8 for the Bears or against the Bears is a pretty easy slate-in win. So Week 9 against the Miami Dolphins, I think this is an L as well. I think the Miami roster around Tua is too loaded. No matter how bad Tua is going to hinder that offense, I think the defense and just what Tua can do will push them to more wins than losses. Week 10, obviously, I have as an L for the Lions. That's biased, and the Bears suck. Week 11 against the Falcons, I think, is a W. I think the Falcons are going to be really, really bad. I do. Marcus Mariota is the starting quarterback. Hasn't been a starting quarterback since he got replaced by Ryan Tannehill. Went to the Raiders for a few years. Showed some flashes on the ground and with his arm a little bit. But I don't think so. I don't think Drake London comes in and makes a big impact year one just because it's a wide receiver. It takes a little bit to get used to it. And then he's really the only receiving threat on that team, so he's going to be getting covered by guys of the likes of Jalen Ramsey, Jair Alexander, those types of players. I don't know if they play specifically the Rams and the Packers, but those CB1s, Tre'Davious White, Marlon Humphreys, those guys. Then obviously Week 13 at home versus the Packers doesn't matter. It's an L. It's the Packers. Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. There's no question about it. You don't got to question it. Just look up the clip. Then they go into the bye week with 2 wins and are on total defeat status. So at this point, your season's lost. It's been gone for a while. This could honestly be a trap game for the Eagles if the Eagles are in playoff contention, but I do think the Eagles stick it through with A.J. Brown as a great addition to that offense to help Devontae Smith, take some pressure up to Devontae Smith and open up the running game for Miles Sanders. And Jalen Hurts is much of a rushing threat as he is. Then Week 16, don't have to explain it. The big bad monster in Josh Allen comes to town and crushes you. Week 17 against the Lions at Detroit, L. And then Week 18 at home versus the Vikings, obviously, is, I think, an L. So I am missing a game somewhere. Where am I missing a game? Oh, the Jets game, I'm assuming. So I take a W, Week 11, correct? And then they take an L. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so, and then I think they take an L to the Jets anyway. I think Jets have put enough pieces together to be able to win that game, depending on how injuries and stuff would go like that. It's obviously Week 12 at that point. Anything can happen, but I do think the Jets take the win there. So at this point, the Bears are 2-15, probably, honestly, the worst record in the NFL, right up there with the Falcons and the Texans, in my opinion. Just think all 3 of those teams are talent-drained teams. They have some pieces on both sides of the ball, but not enough to actually produce wins. I think that's going to be it. I think that's going to be all for this episode. Kind of sped through this one, but I got to get a few done tonight. I already have the Detroit one done. I already have the Green Bay one done. This is obviously the Chicago video, and then I just have to do the Minnesota video after this. And then this weekend, I'll do the AFC West with the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chargers. But if you're watching this video, obviously you know all those teams are in the AFC West. And then after that, a couple days will probably go by, and I'll post the Rams, Seattle, Arizona, and San Francisco videos. A couple days go by, I'll post the AFC North. A couple days go by, I'll post the NFC East. A couple days go by, I'll post the AFC South. A couple days go by, I'll post the NFC South. And then last but not least, the AFC East, which I think will be one of the more interesting divisions in the NFL. Obviously, I have to start off with the NFC North because the Lions are in that, and Lions are my favorite team. And then I think the most interesting division this year will be the AFC West. I'm going to put them second. And then one of the more interesting divisions, I think, depending on how some people play in that division, AFC East. But that's going to be it for me today, or for this video. I got one more video coming for you guys today. Watch for that Minnesota video if you're a Minnesota fan. And make sure to hit the like button. I've been saying and a lot this video because I'm trying to do it all on the fly. I haven't planned anything. I just want to do these because I love the NFL. But if you guys have watched this and watched the Green Bay one or the Lions one, make sure to hit the like button on all those. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure to comment who your favorite NFL team is and where I missed on any of these takes or any of the takes in the other videos. Peace.